Thank you for watching the Meatsauce Monty special edition on our YouTube channel. Unedited, you can say whatever you want. We got Dan Cole, the common man. See, your program, you're very clean and buttoned up and
G-rated.
Yes, and you very funny.
PG-13.
The kids love listening to the intro. But here you can say whatever you want. I'm not encouraging you to.
No.
I'm just saying here, Mystic Lake, we kind of,
get
a little loose.
We can let our hair hang down. Oh, look at that.
Well, you might want to put your Lions hat back on there. There you go. You got these stacks now.
Big fat stacks of casino-provided chips. I had a nice night at the poker.
I was going to say, you head out to the table in between our taping here. You took a little break.
They don't guarantee that you'll win at Mystic Lake, but I think you got a pretty good shot at it.
There you go.
Hey, if I can win, you can win too.
I love it. It's like a commercial.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm following your lead here on this one.
All right.
Normally, when I do a show like this, I have pages of notes. I like to be an architect. I know you are a gardener.
I like winging it.
So this is our 12-minute, 12 to 15-minute web. We can do whatever we want.
Okay.
And I thought, instead of doing these segments like I do with Paul, because I love Paul, but I got to kind of lead him along, put him on a tight leash, and
What does he sit? Does he roll over and does he play dead?
He does pretty good, but he likes his treats.
Will he
He
fetch?
needs to have his treats. Yeah, he fetches okay.
Yeah. You don't have to rub his tummy though, do you?
No, I don't do that. Other people might, but
I would hope not.
I don't know if Todd does.
But you could do that on the web.
We could do that on the web.
But
well,
you could rub his belly.
We were saying before, Thunder from Down Under is coming.
Okay.
He might be there, the warm-up act. He might be rubbing his own belly.
Have you been to the land down under?
I never.
Have you ever had a Vegemite sandwich?
I have not. I've heard of it, but
yeah, I guess it's sort of kind of a pasty. It's sort of like peanut butter, but it's really not.
But it's like a vegetable.
I don't.
Peanut
Yeah,
butter.
that's what it's. Yeah, I guess to Australians, it's what peanut butter sandwiches are today. Vegemite is what they have. I don't know.
And the men down under, or men at work.
Men at work.
See,
who can it be now?
You spin your hot
stacks of wax from the top of the racks. They were an okay group. I liked them. I liked them Men at Work. They had 4 or 5 songs I liked, and they probably had 4 or 5 hits. So that was probably why I only like 4 or 5 of their songs.
You know all their music. So again, I try to be an architect, but I'm going to take it loose. So I'm just going to throw this out here. Go wherever you want with it. NFL ratings this year. They average about 15.1 million per game.
Is that good?
National. Well, it's down 5.1% from last year, but it's down 18.7% from 2015. What do you think is going on? Are people losing interest? Are they watching it on different devices? Are they simply too busy? Is the NFL, has it lost maybe its luster?
And some of it's in the national anthem stuff, so I think it's a combination
of all that. You think that's some of it?
I think some of it.
Really?
I do. Oh, sure, I get emails.
I think that's an excuse that the politicians throw out there because there's something, we're only down 5% from last year. 2015, 18.7. The big hit.
You might be right. I mean, I get emails that I know that people have told me. Now, I'm not inundated with them, but I have received emails while I'm on the air from people saying, I don't watch anymore because they're not going to stand for the anthem. So I don't know how many it is. I think more than anything, it's devices. I do think people find other ways to consume games. And if you're watching, I don't know how the ratings work. I don't know if you're watching that. It's called like the Red Zone. I know that I have DirecTV, and there's something called Red Zone. So you keep it on there and you stare, and all of a sudden, boom, when they're in the red zone, you get to watch it because of fantasy football. I don't know if that translates into the ratings. I don't know if that
counts. The
Red
Zone show, I'm sure, gets its own ratings. That won't count towards these games. This is network broadcast television.
I think that's part of it because there are people that, I think there are people out there that really don't give 2 hoots about the National Football League as far as what the standings are and how their team's doing and such like that. It's how is their fantasy team doing. I think that's. I think it's a huge
fantasy
percentage of the people that watch.
Here's other numbers why I think it's not necessarily the anthem. TV in general. This is network TV. From just 1 year ago, NBC is down 4% in the ratings. CBS is down 6%. ABC is down 11%. Fox is down 20% from last year. This is broadcast free over-the-air TV, so it can apply to everybody. It simply means fewer people are watching TV. Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, watching us. People are electing to watch us right now.
And I thought my sagging ratings on the radio were troubled. I don't look half as bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do think it's. I like blaming. I don't even know what a millennial is, but I like blaming the millennials for everything. I do think people don't watch as much TV. I'll be honest with you. I don't watch a ton of TV. I watch Vikings, Lions. I watch a few sporting events. I watch some old television. I turn my boys on to some of the shows that I grew up with.
That's a real thing. You're not joking when you say you watch
we'll watch Twilight Zone and Gilligan's Island and Father's Knows Best and Johnny Quest and Andy Griffith. We'll watch shows like that. Then my family likes watching some of those cooking shows. They like watching some of those, Chopped, some of those cooking competition
When you say
shows.
your family, are you saying your wife?
Wife too.
You can say your wife.
And that's what we watch most of the time. As far as I don't watch situation comedies or dramas on any of, weeknights on any of the network stations. And I know I'm probably in the minority there, but I think there's other people that are feeling, I think there are people that are like me and they don't watch as much TV as they once did.
Are the boys into like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, any of the Netflix series, nothing like that? So they're not pulled into TV either?
No. As a matter of fact, we don't watch a lot of TV in our house. We just don't.
That's why the numbers are down?
I think that's probably why, yeah.
Are they video gamers, or are they just playing so many sports that they're busy and they just...
They play video games, but what I like is that as they've gotten older, they're playing less than they did before.
Sure.
So
well, they're more active now,
they're
right?
more active. They're doing sports. They're doing things with their friends. And, now that Deuce is in... He's a freshman in high school, so he's going to freshman games. He'll go to the homecoming game.
Yeah.
He'll go to the,
the social scene. He's got to.
Yes, absolutely. So that's what he does. Yeah.
You're away from driving. Does that make you nervous? No. The jury's out on that one. You're not sure.
Look, I'm a graduate of the Skip Barber Racing School. I'll teach him how to drive. I just tell him. I always tell people, drive it like he ain't got a dime in it. He's going to drive it like he has a dime.
Oh, but yeah, very cautious, very safe. Let's go to Super Bowl odds. I know that your cohort on the program, Mondays noon to 3 on 100.3 KFAN, Tennessee, likes to call it a value bet.
Yeah.
And I know that you've had a good bit kind of ribbing him on that stuff.
Right.
So the Vikings, Super Bowl odds, right now they are a 12-1 odds. They are 89.4% to make the playoffs. Yeah. Is that a good value bet?
To make the playoffs, certainly.
Well, yeah, it's 90%, but Super Bowl, 12-1.
I guess, the idea of the value bet is, that's not, they could get there. And so if I could win $12 for every dollar I bet, that's so I guess if you're going to, if you believe in the value, I don't believe in the value bet.
You don't bet in anything you can't control.
Well, I think value bet is for people that just throw bad money after, it's good. They throw good money after bad. I think value bet's a big mistake personally. But for those that want to do it, I think it probably would be, because you look at the NFC, and it changes from week to week, but there are, the Eagles are very good. And then after that, the Eagles are very good. People like Seattle, just because Seattle is dangerous. Seattle's that team that you always think they can get on a roll and get things going. So I would say Seattle. I'm not sure I'm convinced about Dallas. Maybe. So then after that, I think Green Bay's dead in the water. Then there's probably the Vikings.
The South, nobody has any idea who's coming out of the South yet. It looked like you were looking at my notes. Philadelphia is 7-1. Seattle is ahead of us at 10-1, but we rank third in the NFC of who they think would make the Super Bowl in the odds.
That makes sense to me.
Seattle, not a value bet, 10-1.
Well, no.
Still a little too risky on that one?
No, because I don't think their defense is what it once was the last few years, but they're still solid defensively. And their quarterback, I like him. He can win games with his arms and his legs. So I think they're easy picks. I get it, but I do think Philadelphia and Seattle are the best bets. And then I think the Vikings, they'd be worth it on a 12-1 value.
All right.
Sure.
This topic, it's going to be right up your alley. It's golf, and this might be a talker on your program.
All right.
I might be ahead of. We're taping this on Thursday, but I might be ahead. You might get this here tomorrow. A girl named Emily Nash. She's 16 years old. Have you heard this story?
Out of Massachusetts.
Out of Massachusetts. She shot a 3 over 75 for a 4-stroke win in a tournament. However, this was a sectional or a regional to make it to state. She's not allowed to advance to the state tournament because it was the boys.
Yeah.
But she goes to a school that's so small, they didn't have a girls' team, so she had to play with the boys, which for team play they said was allowed, but then for individual play, it was not. But they still let her play the tournament, and she won. She hit from the same tees they did. Your thoughts?
Well, I think it's a mistake.
You're the unofficial ambassador of golf.
The rules are the rules. So the way they stand, that's the way it has to be. I don't think they're fair. If she was playing from a different set of tees, sorry. But if she's playing from the same set of tees, they need to make that exception. They just need to change the rule. I think most people feel that way. If she's good enough, it's the kind of sport where, could she participate in football at a high level? Probably not. It's very physical and demanding, but against other boys,
to try out for the team, yeah.
But in golf, there's no reason. No, I think she should have been awarded the medalist.
She should have been allowed to go to the state tournament.
She should have been medalist, yeah.
And played the same way, same tees, all that stuff.
But because the rules are the way they are, let's
then change the rules.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They need to
coming from you're a man who probably broke plenty of rules.
They need
in your time.
Well, I did, yeah.
And I get it. Rules are
they
rules
need
are
to change rules.
broken.
Well, they can't break them now. They can't just go, well, you know, after the fact we're going to let you go. They do need to change them. So what I'm saying is that's just the way the rules are. That's the way it goes.
A little disclaimer in there saying, and for schools that are small enough where they're on the team, boom. Girls can play with the boys.
Absolutely.
Enough said.
I'm with you.
Let's throw this in there. Halloween. This is our Halloween. It's not a special. Last year we did a special. I cross-dressed was Hillary Clinton. You had I believe your tux was on. You were like the MC of our contest.
I'm thinking of dressing up like Bigfoot and going as Meatsauce. Lucky.
You know that goes either way. You could say going as Meatsauce and you look like, and people, hey, are you Bigfoot? And you say either or. It works.
Well,
he's right there with the Whalers hat on. Halloween. If you had to guess how much do you think the United States spends on Halloween?
Like on costumes and candies.
Yes, and stuff for their pets, and decorations, and lights.
Dentist bills.
That's right. All the candy.
I'll say
it's in the billions. I'll give you that.
I was going to say, yeah.
It's in the billions.
It's $13 billion.
Price is Right. You're over. So it's 9.1 billion. 9.1 billion for Halloween. Are you a big Halloween guy? Because to be honest, I know my kids have fun, but I'll stay at home and I'll hand out the candy, and I want everybody else to have fun. But Halloween for me is just not that.
Not
that big
of a deal. When I was a kid, I loved it. And when I was younger, back in my day when we went trick or treating, we did do try to soap a couple of windows and teepee houses and smash a couple of pumpkins. Yeah, we did that.
You were a troublemaker, right?
Yeah,
we all know that.
We did that, but you know what? I think our neighbors kind of knew we were going to do that, so they didn't really mind. They let you get away with it because it was harmless fun. It was better than siphoning gas out of their car, right? You know, they figured, well, if that's the worst they're going to do, you know, as long as they don't siphon the gas or steal my car, I'll go ahead and let them smash a couple of pumpkins.
Different era.
Oh.
Are your boys big in Halloween? They have fun?
No, now my oldest boy, he's a freshman now, and he's too cool for that. And I don't blame him. There's a time where you have to just stop, and I think that I don't know like there's an official time, but I think by the time you get to, I think 7th grade might be about it for me. I mean, 12 years old.
You're talking about going out for the candy?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think
12 or 13 years old is
about probably about it.
Yeah.
That's the threshold.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to get one more.
Though, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to dress up as a kid and then go trick-or-treating. Right?
Well,
so dress up as a kid and go trick. I like candy.
The ball cap, the glasses. You put on a little hoodie. You might be able to ride your bike. You might be able to pull that off.
Tricycle.
I want to get one more thing in here.
All right.
The World Series. Have you watched any of it?
Yeah, I actually watched a little bit of it. You know, and it's funny. The two games, games 1 and 2 were, well, all the runs were scored, I think, by home runs. And Keuchel said it, and everybody knows it. The balls are juiced. They're constructed differently now, where the seams are. I think the seams are not as high as they were.
So less friction.
So less friction. The ball goes further. Keuchel even said, he goes, yeah, you got the big guys that are going to hit their home runs, but now you got players that were probably hitting 1 or 2 home runs a year hitting 20 now.
The Dozers of the world.
Yeah, they're clobbering the ball. So, you know, and that's okay, I guess, because again, it's entertainment. Baseball's trying to attract an audience, and I'm going to blame the millennials again.
There you go.
They like home runs. I like guy takes a 4-pitch walk, works the count, steals second base, sacrificed over to third on a bunt, and then comes home on a sacrifice fly. I kind of like that baseball. There's a place for the home run too. I don't mind that. But
so you love the Twins ball? That's what they do. Create those runs.
Yeah, well, they
hit more home runs.
They just don't do it on a regular enough basis. That's their problem. But I like pitching. I love the first game. 2 hours, 28 minutes. It went fast. Second game, it went long, a little deceiving because they went to extra innings. But I like fast, well-played games. Let's put it this way. These two teams, Los Angeles has the highest payroll in baseball, or else the second highest, New York. And the 4 biggest markets were involved in the World Series this year. And what's interesting is somebody sent me some numbers. The Game 1 bench, the role players, not including pitchers, the players on the bench for the Dodgers, their total salaries, guys that didn't start, $93 million.
That's almost
that's
close to what the payroll was for the entire Twins team just a few years ago.
That's exactly right. So again, for the sabermetrics people and the analytics people that say payroll's overrated, it's not everything. But I'll tell you what, money talks.
They just need more of this.
If money talks, I'm telling you, it does.
So real quick, 26 years ago, actually tonight, the day of the taping, Game 6, the World Series. Kirby Puckett's catch at the wall, and we'll see you tomorrow night. I know that you always say the 5 minutes after the greatest game in World Series history, you're slapping Big Black Jack on the back. The 91 World Series. Will it ever? I mean, I know that we're a little biased.
I got a great. Forget that. I got a great 91 World Series story.
There we
go.
go.
So Game 6.
Perfect.
I'm working for the Forest Lake radio station. I'm doing the play-by-play for the radio station, and Mike Grant's the coach of the Forest Lake Ranger football team. Okay, they got a playoff game Saturday night, Game 6. Right? I think it's at Mounds View. I don't think they're playing Mounds View, but it's at Mounds View. And I tell him, I said, now listen, when this game ends, I'm getting in my car and I'm highlighting down there, so don't be calling any unnecessary timeouts. He laughs. They've got the game well in hand. I look down at the sideline with a few minutes to go. He turns his back to the field, looks up at me, and starts going like this. So he starts doing this. He's like, I'm going, no. But that's how. It just goes to show you how in control Grant is of everything.
Sure.
He had the game, but he still remembered. He still remembered what I'd said, and so he turned around and looked and caught my attention, and then he pretended he was going to call a timeout.
What did you say on the radio as he's doing that?
I said no. I said no timeouts. Let's keep playing. I don't remember exactly what I said, but that was funny. I really liked it. So yeah, Mike's got a great sense of
humor. And then you made it there for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah, got in the car as fast as I could. Found a place. I mean, I ran to that, and I got in there in time to see the home run, but I didn't see it because I was in the football press box, which is up above.
Right.
So I could just hear the roar of the crowd. I couldn't actually see the catch, nor did I actually see the home run per se, but I was there in the stadium for it. It was terrific.
That was of the old dome, the secondary press box. Wasn't that right above right field?
Yes, exactly. It was spectacular. It was
But
great.
you were there.
I was there, and then I was there for Game 7. It is true, 5 minutes. I mean, it's a little more than 5 minutes because what they did is after they were celebrating, then they opened up the big gate and let the media come onto the field.
Yep.
And so that's when we all ran out on the field, and it was pretty cool. It was very exciting. I mean, I actually turned into a Rube fan there. I mean, I'm working for a small town radio station anyways. It's not like I'm going to be doing reports, so I just said, you know what? Forget that. I'm going down there. Going to have some fun. So it was great. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, that's going to do it for our special show.
Thank
you so much.
Oh.
You can be here whenever you
what
want.
Do you think of that,
don't get mad at Meatsauce. You're invited back.
I might Wally Pip him, right?
All right, we'll see you next week.
And we'll see Meatsauce next week, too.